Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior, and today we're going to review Hasbro's G.I. Joe Classifieds. This is their Legacy Collection, Search and Rescue Firefighter. Here's the side, here's the back, side, and everything. Let me go ahead and open it up, and let me tell you what's going on with this figure, which is probably going to affect the value system that I have for it. All right, as I showcase off the accessories, let me tell you somewhat of the history of this particular figure when it came to my decision in buying it. This is some sort, I guess, their rendition of flame retardant fabric. Anyway, so I canceled the pre-order in this one because it's one of the purchases that I did, and honestly, even though I had gotten all their Legacy collection, their 60th anniversary collection, I chose not to purchase this. I also chose not to purchase their police officers, G.I. Joe, because they are ranging towards more of a generic, uniformed public servants. And I'm just interested in G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe itself, G.I. Joe the characters. That's why even with the snipers and the paratroopers, I can kind of believe they're still in the military. So somehow that they're still part of generic Joes. But when it came to these public servants, I just like, nah, I'm not interested in that. So when this was announced, this was one of the things I didn't even pre-order, to be honest. I don't remember. The reason why I'm saying this is I don't remember. I think this is when they pry out those stock vehicles. I don't remember how much I paid for this. I will tell you that I would never pay full price for this one. This is the deluxe, so I'm assuming these are around $35 on retail. I would never pay $35 on retail for this, which is why I never pre-ordered it. I'm not interested in the character. I know it's going to be great, a good quality figure with the amount of accessories and everything. That is not in question. Look at that. Really, really good sculpt. That is really excellent. Great paint application, very crisp, but very clean, no problems. There is no question to the quality of the product. It's just not something I was interested in. You can look at that. You can see a facial detail on the mask. There's an eyebrow stuck in there. There's no doubt, right? But I'm just not interested in it. Just not interested in this. This thing is so good. It almost looks like this guy's Asian, has Asian features rather than Caucasian. Anyway, so the thing of it is, I have two of these sets, so I would assume that I found this at Target. And the only thing I can think of that would tempt me to buy this would be the price of around $23, $24, which would be the price of a regular Joe. Because then I would say, oh, it's just a regular Joe, or just the price of a regular Joe, $24 back then. And it's got all this equipment and accessories. And that makes it a good enough value for me. So, nice range of head movement. Everything you can think of when it comes to the Joes. There really isn't any questions to the quality. Oh man, look at that bend. The quality of a G.I. Joe product. I've pretty much said that when it comes to G.I. Joe and Hasbro, it has to be the top toy line there is right now, because the amount of articulation you're getting, accessories, and it fulfills exactly what it intended to do when it comes to that character. There's no question about that. At least when it was in the $24.95 price range. Now that it's approaching what, the $28, then that the classification somewhat goes down, but then everything else is going up. So it's not like Hasbro singular and they're raising of prices, right? So, but it's not against Hasbro, it's just against everything else going up in pricing, so I can't really fault them for that. I just can't buy or support them or toy companies at all in general. Just can't afford it. That is really hard. Oh, it's backwards. No wonder it's hard to put in. I guess you can put in the helmet. Hoping I'm actually putting it correctly. This, like, look at how much they chose the type of material to use on that strap, so that, like, back in the day, I would be so afraid to mess around with that strap because I know it would break. And yet it's so pliable that it's not breaking. So that's pretty cool. So that's good like that. I suppose we should display him with him holding an axe. There you go. So I said I bought 2 of them. And I think, let's try to put on the other head. I'll just pop it off completely. That actually makes it easier to put on, let's put on the mask first. Yeah, look at that. There you go. And then, now this is going to be interesting. I'll squeeze it like that. It's the chin strap that's going to make it hard. So we'll do it this way. Haha, look at that. There you go. That's how you do it. And then you plug it into here. Right? And then we'll give him one of the smaller hammers. I think this is the jaws of life is what they call this one. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of places on the figure itself to put on all of his accessories. Oh, and then we can put on this one on this face just to show you what it looks like. So my value for this one, of course, for $24.95, assuming that's the price I paid for it, would be a 12. I'm very happy to get it. It's not, I mean, like, it's not like a G.I. Joe character, so I'm happy to add it as a character, as a figure in my collection. But there's just no ties for it, emotional ties for it, when it comes to being a G.I. Joe figure. As far as I'm concerned, it's just an action figure of a firefighter built in the G.I. Joe classified design style-wise, you know? So $23.95, and it's got all these accessories. It's not something I would buy multiples of, given a chance. The only reason I bought multiples of it is because it's got 2 head sculpts, so I can display him as the African American and what looks like an Asian American to me. And that's it. So I would give him a value of 12 based on the price of $24.95. If this was the original price of $35, I wouldn't even give it a value of 10. It would be unfair for me to evaluate it because I'm not even interested in buying this at $35. It's just not my thing, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna buy a paramedic. I'm not gonna buy a cop for $35. It just does not fit in any of my collections. It's gonna be a background figure character in my G.I. Joe classifieds, and that's it. But for anybody who's been wanting a good firefighter figure or a good police officer figure, this is a really, really good figure by itself. It's just, when I consider the price and my interest in it, it just goes down in value for me. But for you guys, I think this is a great G.I. Joe classified styled firefighter. And that's it for my review of the G.I. Joe Classified 60th or Classic Anniversary from Hasbro. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next review. Bye.